What's going on, everybody? SeanPierceJohnson here, and welcome to another episode of Stompbox Saturday. And on the stompin block today, we have the Atlantic Delay and Reverb pedal from not NUCKS, NUCKS. This is part of their new Verdugo series of stomp boxes, and I gotta say, it definitely has a little bit of a step up in quality from some of the stuff I have seen from them in the past. Not that that stuff wasn't any good. There's definitely some winners in their previous products, but this just kind of ups the looks, ups the sound quality, and provides us with some really cool new dual stomp boxes. So let's go ahead, throw the pedal up on the screen, take a look at the controls and how we're gonna get our sounds out of this pedal. So there's two sides to the Atlantic, a delay and a reverb. And from left to right, you have a delay and a reverb. Pretty simple. Now, each side has three different modes for each effect. You have a 60s, 70s, and 80s style delay. You have a spring, plate, and hall style reverb, and you have the basic controls for each. So on the left side, the delay side is controlled by the level, which is going to adjust your wet-dry blend, a time knob, which also has some fractions around to it. We'll get to that in a bit. And then you have the repeat knob, which of course is going to be how many repeats you have in the delay effect. Now, the fractions are important when you start using tap tempo on this pedal. And yeah, the foot switch for the echo side has tap tempo built in. Very, very cool. And it's pretty cool that you have a pedal with the built-in tap. And so what are the fractions for? That's going to allow you to get a division of your tap tempo time so that you can get your sort of dotted eighth patterns, maybe some half note patterns, some triplets and things like that going on. It's very, very cool. And then the switch up top allows you to select the three different delay types on the Atlantic. Now to the reverbs. You have spring, plate, and hall, which you can select with the little switch right up here. And there's only two knobs for this. You have the level to adjust your mix, and then decay, which of course is going to be how long the reverb is going to decay out. Now the cool thing for this is that there is shimmer built into not all of the modes, just one, but it's the right kind of reverb to have the shimmer effect on. It's built into the plate algorithm on this pedal. So other than being your master bypass, just hold down and then you inactivate the shimmer effect. So I think it would be a good idea to just take each side one at a time, check out the different effects, and then we'll combine them together and create some new favorites, if you will. So let's get started. The 60s style kind of gets you a tape echo kind of thing, which I think sounds pretty darn cool. And there's some really fun artifacts to it. Let's go ahead and hear that with all knobs at noon. Very nice, kind of warm, not too murky kind of repeats to that. Has a little bit of a warble to it. Let's see how short we can get that. And I'll just go with a few repeats, not much. reminds me of that band from The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Polaris. Kind of has that kind of vibe going on, so it's kind of fun for me. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. So let's get some more delay time going in, and this is where an interesting artifact comes in. You probably didn't catch too much of that, but what it's simulating is it's simulating the actual like ramping up of the motor, moving the tape head in a tape echo unit to get up to the time knob. So it's not like 100% right away. It kind of has some nifty little modulation artifacts going on inside of it, which is pretty dang cool if you ask me. Now let's move on to 70s, which is going to be more of a analog delay pedal style echo effect. So we'll do the same thing. Let's start with all knobs at noon. See where we start out. Well, that's definitely a lot murkier. Nothing wrong with a nice dark analog delay. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's check out the tap tempo and see how that works on this particular mode. I think analog delays with tap tempo are starting to get more common, but the fact that you have an analog style echo built into this, we should go for it. Now there's a max delay time of, I believe, 400 milliseconds, so it's not crazy long, but let's just check it out. Works pretty good. Now here's the tricky thing. If you want to get a subdivision of the tap tempo, you're going to need to turn the time knob first. Let's go for that third subdivision. And then from there, let's go ahead and tap in our tempo. Something like... Hey, there we go. Get some like little bit of old school country. Rockabilly kind of thing. Dang, let's just see, go back to that 1-to-1. And so here's our longest analog delay time. Hey, check that out. It increased the delay time. So if you want to use the tap tempo, I don't know if this is like just one thing that happened in me doing this, but that's pretty cool. Now let's go to the 80s mode, which for all of you new wavy gothy fans, that's gonna be kind of your thing. Who doesn't love a good digital delay? And this is exactly what we got going on here. So again, nifty how it has kind of like a sort of a subdivided thing going on already. creates a nice little modulating effect. Pretty dreamy. Uh-oh. I think the best place to start is the oldest type of reverb, which I guess is spring. So let's check it out. All knobs at noon. Here we go. Springs might not be that deep. We know what we want. We want that drip. So let's make it just a little shorter and up the volume. Let's see what we get there. I kind of hear it. It's definitely there. Now the cool thing is on this mode, we may not have shimmer, but we have freeze. So let's check that out. Now, plate is definitely the mode where we are going to have shimmer, so we will check that out. But this also happens to be one of my favorite kind of reverbs to check out with some distortion. So let's flick over, and I'm going to tune my guitar. And shimmer's as simple as that. Hold down as it says on the pedal itself. See? They're helping you out here. They're getting you in the mode of like, plug this thing in, get going, and start playing and have a good time. And aren't those really the best pedals? I think so. So let's move on to the Hall. Now, when we hold down on this one, we're gonna have another freezing effect. Now, let's go ahead and combine the two sides, come up with a few sample settings of our own that we enjoy. Now, here's my personal favorite combination. The 60s style delay, so the tape, with the plate reverb. It just kind of gives me everything that I need. And there you have it, my friends. That's the Atlantic Delay and Reverb from NUCKS Effects. There are so many tones packed into this little box, from the vintage to the modern. You can really get just about anything you need out of it. And the routing options and flexibility of it within your rig are just as amazing. You can route the delay before the reverb before the delay. You can run them in series. You can run them in parallel. Mono or stereo, plus 4 dB, minus 10 dB. Flexibility. That's really the name of the game with this pedal, and I think it wins on all accounts. So big thumbs up to NUCKS on the Verdugo series and the Atlantic. And I want to know what you guys thought of the Atlantic. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and you can also click the subscribe button when you see it. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss the rest of the season of Stompbox Saturday. Thank you all so much for joining me again this week. I always love having you. And until next time, my friends, I'm SeanPierceJohnson, and I wish you all out there great tone and happy stomping. Cheers.